Welcome to episode 8 of the Birmingham Sportscast. What's going on, guys? In sports terms, basically we got the Barons. Grant, I'm gonna turn it over to you. They're releasing people left and right. So bring
Well,
us up to date.
yeah, so obviously we're recording this on June 2nd, so we're in a new month, and more major league teams are having to make moves to save money in hopes that they get a season. Um, let's see. So yesterday on June 1st, there were at least 135 minor league players released across the league, um, across pretty much every team except for the Washington Nationals, who took a lot of flack because they're only going to pay their players like $100 a week, and so they decided they're going to keep them on. Um, but the big thing is kind of what I've been saying last couple times I've been on, where we don't know what the Barons get to do until Major League Baseball comes up with anything, and they're still probably nowhere near any sort of an agreement. One day they look like we're going to start playing next week, and then the next day looks like baseball is going to end forever. So we're still kind of waiting on Major League Baseball, which I think will probably be the only baseball in total this year. And there's rumors out there that players have been told that there will be no minor league season this year. In the Washington Nationals organization, um, the free agents and they were released were told that there wouldn't be a season this year, and then some employees in the Washington Nationals confirmed those rumors. So we haven't heard anything officially from minor league baseball, but it definitely is not looking great for the Barons playing this year.
Yeah, I saw, what is it, like an insider, I can't remember his name, literally like 20 minutes before we started recording. He was on an interview with Pat McAfee, and he was like, basically, the MLB and MLBPA are in two different worlds. Season's probably not going to happen, honestly,
Yeah,
across the
I
board.
the players offered Sunday to play a 114 game season, where they would get about 70% of what they're supposed to make this year. They would expand the playoffs, and players would have access to more testing as well as an opportunity to not play if they didn't want to. Um, from what I've seen from ESPN's Jeff Passan today, uh, the MLB and their owners are more intent on playing like a shorter 50 game or so season because they make most of their money in the playoffs anyway, and they'll expand the playoffs. But according to Passan, the MLB doesn't even intend on actually proposing that deal to the players. So I think if there's anything, it will be about 115 game season or shorter, where they all play in their regions, which apparently has been approved by the players. We're just waiting on money talks now.
Sweet. And that's why you deal with barons. Um what is it? Yeah, I know. It's talking about expanded playoffs real quick. I just want to like segue into NHL real quick. They're having an expanded playoffs, and a lot of people don't like that the first like top four seeds get that first round bye. But I mean, so it'll be interesting to see if baseball does go ahead and then they go what is it, that expanded playoff route. Honestly, I feel like people wouldn't care as much as hockey, but
Well, I know
like
that there were talks of expanding them anyway. I think it's like 5 or 6 teams per league that make it already. I think they're trying to expand it to about 7 or 8. Which I mean, the NFL expanded playoffs this year without a problem. NHL got a little flack, but I think if there's Major League Baseball fans that just really care about playing or watching baseball, they'll be fine with any number of teams making the playoffs because it means that there's a better chance that their team will make the playoffs and then get to compete for a championship later on down the road.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And what is it? That's a good segue. What is it? Expansion playoffs, hockey. Now we can go into the Bulls, and we can just tell you flat up, there's nothing. Um, literally not on no information. So yeah, there's your Bulls coverage for the 2 weeks.
Great job, Ethan. Great job.
And then to our Legion insiders, Gunnar and Russ, what are going on with the Legion? What's going on with the Legion?
Okay, so according to the Legion social media pages, we got some happy birthday wishes to Bolu Akinyode, and I think there was another one. Who's the other one? Anderson? Wasn't it Anderson?
Hold up, I got you. Rudolph, my man Rudolph.
Rudolph Mensa, baby. All right. Well, happy birthday to those guys.
And we
And
got Lapa, Bruno.
Bruno Lapa for
We
sure.
we haven't done birthdays. Let's just go through right now. Trevor, you feel? Let's go. Brian Wright, Nico Brett. That's March 22nd. So that's like only a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
That's a
relatively
little late.
recent.
Matu, Johnny Dean. I don't know. I like calling Jonathan Johnny Dean.
All right. I guess we're starting that.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Johnny Dean. Happy
Johnny
belated
Dean
birthday to
fan
Johnny
club.
Dean.
Johnny Dean, if you're listening to this, I will tag you whenever we release this. Come on the podcast. Hit me up. What is it? Our website launched today, so that's good.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Check it out, mybmsports.com, mybhmsports.com, not BHAM.
I'm gonna put it on the screen, Ethan.
Oh, yeah, cool. You'll see it's right here.
Right.
Use
Yeah.
that technology, baby.
Yeah,
Right where he-
It's
right
probably
where
not
Ethan
going to be
pointed
right there.
All I know is Ethan was talking to us last night, being really hesitant about the mobile version. I personally like the mobile version.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that version.
it's pretty
I think
good.
it's decent.
All right. I get the app vibe of it, honestly. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like to me. The drop down menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just think.
Check out both while you're at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just think. I did that, no experience at all. Pat myself on the back. There goes
Yeah.
14 hours of my day right into that.
Nice.
There's a big announcement. We're opening up the team to more people. It doesn't matter if you're a blogger, if you're want to do podcasts. It doesn't matter what you want to do. This is an open invitation to apply for anything. Go back to our page on the post from Wednesday, June 3rd. It'll give you all the details of how to like get in contact and do all of that. So the Birmingham sports team is evolving a little. So yeah, that's the big announcement.
Big news.
Oh, yeah.
Big news.
Big news.
Big moves.
Yep.
And then yeah, what is it? That's another thing that's going. This is real. I wish if we could just like channel our inner Joe Rogan right now, but I know none of us can.
I mean, I
So-
got a bald head.
Okay, honestly, there really just is no sports going on. It's like crazy
Nothing's
because it's the
happening.
first time ever.
Or sports-wise, there's nothing happening.
What was the
There's lots
first thing that was
happening
brought back? Korean baseball? Like,
Yeah,
was
the
that
KBO. You don't get up at 1 a.m. and watch that. Bro, they throw 80-mile-an-hour heaters in that league. Hit bombs.
Yep.
Yeah. I know Grant, you up to date with that stuff. Was it the
All
Kia
throwing out
Kia
crickets,
Longhorns or something?
I mean, I've watched a couple of them, but I just no clue what's going on.
It's just
You know-
not the same, man. It's not the same. Even though it's baseball,
seen
it's
a
not
ton
the
of them.
same.
You know sports is bad whenever ESPN is like promoting Korean baseball as their first choice sport.
Yeah.
And then
Or-
Sports Center on
or
Instagram is
cornhole.
only promoting spike ball. I saw that like 7 times.
We've been
Sports
doing
Center,
marble races at work.
bro, Sports Center is like, was it Omar who runs it? Was it before he came? It was just LeBron every single post. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
LeBron. And
You know what's Zion a lot.
true.
True.
Oh, I got another topic that we can roll into here. So basically, was it? It'd be Wednesday too. We put up series of pictures on our Instagram. Spread some positivity. You know, these are rough times. So like
Time flies,
it's
man. Time flies.
yeah, it's definitely
There were some cool shots though. I thought those were actually really good.
Oh,
We
yeah.
made it up to some cool places.
like it's insane what we're gonna do. We're gonna be leading. I would say leading the sports media in Birmingham, and it sounds crazy right now. I'm sure all of you are looking at me like, "What the heck are you talking about, Ethan?" But honestly, like all the people that are covering news right or sports right now are like news stations and their stuff. There's no solely dedicated company or network of media outlets that cover sports specifically. And what is it? I do want to talk about this. I want to pull it up real quick because this is actually an important point that I want to make. If you go to our website, go to our about page. Our goal, it reads, I'll just give you a rundown. Birmingham Sports is backed by the idea of giving youth a platform to express their creative talents. Our goal is to give experienced and younger creators a space to build up their knowledge of the sports media industry. Thanks, Gunnar, for editing the heck
No
out
problem.
of that. Heck out of that. Yeah, basically the idea of, and I've never really, our team has been really small. We've never advertised that we're looking for new members, maybe once or twice in the
That's
past
how I
year.
got hired.
That's how I
Yeah.
got here too.
Yeah, and what is it? But if you look at all of us, we are college age and high school age people. We're all youth. We're still all learning. And this Birmingham Sports is a platform only for experienced people to fine tune their craft, but younger creators and people that want to express their love for sports to come in and have a platform. And our goal is to not only grow our brand, but help you. Grant, I know you can elaborate on this. You got a new gig. You don't just talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I was gonna hold off on this for a little bit until we get going, but I guess I can plug it early on. But um, I was able to use the fact that I've been writing for Birmingham Sports for about a year to get a job where I'll be hosting my own show for a company that's probably going to be about the same size or bigger than this one about the SEC. So. It's it probably wouldn't have happened if it weren't for me deciding to DM Birmingham Sports page about a year ago that I was interested. But it's you never know what's going to happen. It's you get to do cool things. I mean, I got to interview Justin Gershelli a couple weeks ago. Never would have happened. So it's pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, and I want to elaborate on that a while back. We got Grant about a year ago, I'd say, and it was through a process it's out now, I guess. Like we put out I can't talk right now. Wednesday, June 3rd. Um, Basically, I'll tell you straight up, there were about I didn't even send all of the stuff to Russ. There were about I'd say 15 people that literally inquired about that and wanted to be part of this team, and we chose Gunner, who was a was it? You were a junior at the time
I
between
think
your
I was
sophomore
a sophomore.
sophomore
Sophomore at the time.
yeah, and Grant, sophomore, I was a sophomore as well in high
Yeah.
school though. So like Grant, I can tell you right now, I don't remember exactly every person that applied, but there were over 50% were grown adults. And Grant sent us his work. I don't know if you've written before or anything, but we liked it, and we liked the fact, or I like the fact personally, especially. I think Russ can agree with me here that we're bringing youth in rather than 60-year-old people that get the technology, the side of it nowadays, because we're more than a blog. We're an Instagram, we're Twitter, we're everything. So it helps
Yeah.
to have that aspect to you. So yeah, so literally my point is, after all that, is it doesn't matter your age, your experience, your skill set. Literally, if you have doubts about applying, just apply, because hey, we may take you, and that's great.
If you
Yeah,
have a
I
passion, if you have a
remember
passion
you
about
guys had me write about had to write a recap on a Legion game, and I had never seen a Legion game before in my
we
life.
actually had you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you avoided the Gunner. I remember you were like, I already have
I
work.
do
I'm
all
like the
the Legion
sports
writing.
editor.
Sorry, I'm the sports editor for my student newspaper.
Yeah,
I had
but
to. I had to.
Show
yeah, and
off.
that's but that's what is it? Birmingham sports were built on the idea of giving youth a platform. And say if you're like 28 and you got a job, you
If
can
you're
still
like
apply.
Russ,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no limitations, but there is a focus on giving youth a platform. So if you're youth, and literally you can be a blogger. You can, if you want to start your own podcast, start your own podcast. That's great. We will literally give you pretty much free range over anything. If you have another idea that you want to bring, you come to me, talk about it. You go to Russ, you talk about it. We talk with you. We'll work with you. You don't gotta like. It's not it's not cookie cutter stuff that we're doing here. You
yeah.
you will have your creative freedom, which is the great thing about this. Plus, you already have your platform, like I alluded to earlier. You have thousands of people on you, literally. And if you want to be a part of the team after this, if you want to be part of the team, go to the About page on our website, scroll down to want to be a part of the team. There's a list of steps, what you need to do. If you don't meet all those requirements, still email, I'll work with you. And go to our post Wednesday, June 3rd, stuff like that. Just don't be afraid to reach out, even if you don't want to like do it. If you just want to find out a little bit more information, like, hey, what if I wanted to do blah blah blah? Still reach out.
I was
And
gonna
then
say if I could add one thing for all those feeling hesitant about reaching out to us, if you have a passion for sports, especially sports in Birmingham, it may be the Legion, it may be the Barons,
Hopefully it's the
but
Bulls.
hopefully it's the Bulls. Exactly. Hopefully it's
Oh,
the Bulls.
and another perk. I'm gonna
Do not
cut you off
hesitate.
real quick,
Yeah,
Gunner.
go ahead.
Okay, so the Bulls, especially for the Bulls, if you want to come, if you want to be doing stuff for the Instagram, the Twitter, we have media passes. We have like all access, so it's you can get behind, you can get everywhere except the locker room, pretty much.
We have clout now, okay? So we
You
have
can
clout.
well, you can actually get in the locker room after the games.
If you have to ask someone to like take you in there, but you can get in, yes.
Yeah, but like our what I'm trying to say is we have the platform already. We have a legitimate brand that only if you come in, it only helps you more and it helps us more. Um, but the one thing I will say, all of you that just heard, oh, we get media pass, we get free range. If you're just trying to join to get cool access and not work, don't even email
Yeah.
us. Don't
Yeah.
like we're here, like we love to have fun as you've seen like in this podcast, joke around and stuff. But at the end of the day, we are running a network, would you call it? Network.
Yeah.
The right word.
It's the network, yeah.
Yeah, which is like known throughout all major front offices in Birmingham. So we do some stuff. And now I'm joined by the one and only Kaylor Hodges. You would know him from representing the Birmingham Legion in the Rocket League tournament. So you're gonna go ahead and introduce yourself off that, Kaylor.
What's up, Ethan? How are you? Yeah, I'm Kaylor Hodges. I represented the Birmingham Legion in the first installment of the E-Cup, the Rocket League edition, and I made it to the quarterfinals. When I'm not playing Rocket League, I am a music ed major at the University of Alabama.
Awesome, man. So we're just gonna dive straight into it. What was it like playing in that Rocket League tournament? They were trying to get something going for the fans and teams to get involved with.
Well, I'll be honest. At first, it was like, okay, cool. This is just another little tournament. This one's USL run. I didn't think it was going to get much traction. But man, when it came around to, hey, by the way, you're playing on ESPN, no pressure. I thought I was just going to sit down and just play, but my hands were shaking. I was sweating. I had some friends who were watching me, and they're like, dude, you look so nervous right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm on ESPN right now playing Rocket League, a game that I'm subpar at. Like, it was definitely insane. The most insane part of it was just the fans actually took onto it. There were a lot of people who said they really enjoyed the content and that it was something to keep their mind off what was going on. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely was tuning into ESPN multiple times or watching your matches whenever, and it was awesome. But one thing I want to touch on early in the tournament happened. Memphis went down pretty hard. What are your what went into that? Were you happy about that? I'm sure you got to be happy about that.
So I've always been one to just kind of poke fun at Memphis. I mean, it's always a good time. It's easy to do. And when I saw we were in the same group, it made me excited, but it also made me really nervous because I didn't want to be the guy to lose to Memphis. So that was definitely the hardest I went during a match. But yeah, seeing them go lower and lower and lower in the groups was very entertaining. And it was definitely interesting too, because we probably had the hardest group out of the bunch. So that was it was definitely something interesting to watch.
Yeah, and you made a run all the way to the quarterfinals, excuse me, and ultimately got defeated by Union Omaha, who Mims just took you out like that. A great player, honestly. I thought he should have won the whole thing, but there was was it national championship player or something in there?
Yeah, Planning Cargo is a really good player. As for Mims, he's a great guy, really good kid. Super nice, super talented too. That was the one thing I think a lot of people were upset with the tournament was that they allowed someone like Cargo in. But in the end, I think Cargo is actually a Tucson fan, so more power to him. But yeah, Mims was definitely the best player that he's probably the best player I've ever played. I had no idea what to do. I felt helpless.
Yeah, it was I remember watching that. I was like, dang it, valiant effort by you though. Just there were several different things going on throughout the tournament, but the main thing that popped up was your was it what should we call it, caffeine gate or something like that? I know you can elaborate on this more.
Yeah, Dewgate. So I think it was Devin that brought it up. There was a whole article done by the Nutmeg, great site. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's just a fun read. And pretty much they were saying that certain players were cheating in the EUSL, which is the fan-run FIFA tournament. They said they were cheating by drinking Code Red drinks. And Devin dropped a little comment saying that he suspected me of drinking it. He has since gone back and said that he didn't say that, but the tape doesn't lie, Devin. He definitely said it. But so it pretty much just became a really fun, just online back and forth thing. I never thought I would be getting mentioned by the people who do the USL Game of the Weeks and about Mountain Dew of all things. So it was very interesting, and I was not expecting that to happen. But yeah, that became a really big deal, and people thought this is a true story. I got a call from my grandmother because she was trying to keep up with it, and she was like, "I didn't know you drank Mountain Dew. What's up with that? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't drink Mountain Dew. It's just they just came up with stuff. Don't listen to them."
Only Red Diamond coffee, right?
Only Red Diamond.
Only Red Diamond.
Please
And
sponsor
you
Red Diamond.
still working on that. I've seen that movement on Twitter. They sent you a mug though, correct?
They did. So mine broke. It probably been my mug for 4 years, and I put it in the dishwasher, and just the handle broke, and I was so heartbroken. So I made a little video, just a little silly video on Twitter, and just for laughs. I was like, I have a little clout going for me right now. Let's just roll with it. And I get a DM from Red Diamond that says, "Hey, what's your address? We're going to send you a new coffee mug." And I was like, "Oh, you guys don't have to do that. I'll definitely pay. Don't worry about it." Like, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's on us. And it showed up in a giant box. It was probably three feet tall, 2 feet deep. And I was like, what all did they send me? It was just one cup. There was nothing else in there. It was just a cup in a giant box. But yeah, they ended up getting it to me, and I drink out of it every day.
Just like bubble wrap and peanuts galore in there.
Not even peanuts. There was like one thing of bubble wrap, and then the rest was just empty space of cardboard box. I think it was probably the quickest thing they had around, but I thought they definitely sent me coffee or something along with it. And hey, I'm still happy with the mug, but I guess after seeing a box that big, I was a little disappointed, but it is what it is.
Red Diamond got to step up their packing game. But you mentioned was it the EUSL Cup?
Yeah.
The fan run? You're in that too. So give us a breakdown of how you're doing there.
um, I feel bad for representing Birmingham in that one. I don't think I have a win yet. It is not going well. I am not very good at FIFA. Whenever I do play FIFA, it's on the career mode, and it's where I'm not even doing the manager. I'm just controlling my player, and it's fun. I set the lowest difficulty, so I score like 20 goals a game, and I have a great time. But I'm playing against some guys who are just insane. My next match is against one of the Indy 11 guys, Swats. He's probably the best or the second best player in the whole tournament. So expect me to lose by at least 12. But I will say I have not lost by double digits yet, and which makes me not the complete worst, I guess. But yeah, it's not going well.
Fair play, fair play. Not in double digits yet. Oh my, I can't talk. But was it? Shoot, I was gonna touch on something, but I forgot. This is the glory of interviewing and podcast. You can just forget, but keep on talking and don't have to cut it out if you don't want to. Uh, yeah. Oh, yes. This is what I was talking about. Micah, I believe, is playing right now he's representing the Legion in a sort of USL Championship and League One tournament of some sort with countries and stuff. And there's a lot of controversy going around I've seen on Twitter because there's like 3.5-star countries. Like Mike is using Ireland, and he was going up against Colombia. So I know you're one of the main people in this leading this charge in this controversial thing, but you want to shed light to it?
So if you don't follow FIFA, basically they rate their teams off a star system, or if you're I'm assuming a lot of the Birmingham sports, which is what people watch, is probably going to be football. So if they play like Madden or NCAA, it's like whatever overall, and that overall correlates to a star rating. And these star ratings are just not fair. So there are some teams, I'm pretty sure might be St. Louis. I'm not positive. They have France, and I don't think they've lost a game yet, and it's not even close. But there are other teams like Micah. Micah's a good player. He's not the best player in the world, but he definitely should not have lost several of those games because he was I think Ireland's a 4-star, maybe a 3.5-star, going against teams who are 4 or 5-star teams, and it's just not fair where worse players are going to win because the game is going to bail them out pretty much. So essentially, what you get out of the star teams is you could have the best coach and the best manager in the world. You could have Pep coaching your team, but in the end, your team is still the varsity or the freshman junior varsity team down in Jasper, Alabama. It's not going to go well. It doesn't matter who's coaching. So it's not fair. It was a great idea by the USL by having teams because you could really rally behind like a country. It makes it a lot more fun, but it's just not fair. It ended up being you're going to see pretty much all the top tier being 4.5 to 5-star teams.
Yeah. Well, that's good insight there. But for anybody who doesn't play FIFA, but I mean, you're gonna end it on that.
I mean,
I'm
if you have
pretty.
something,
You got anything else you want to plug? Something? I highly recommend you follow Kaylor on Twitter. Has awesome stuff over there all the time, from unboxings to like breakdowns. I know today you posted like a whole thread about what is it, the Barons and BCFC, if I'm correct.
yeah. So basically today, I love the Birmingham Barons, which is why I loved your interview that you've posted. If you haven't listened to that podcast, do that. Um, but it's fantastic. And basically, I just went through and started looking at the history, and it turns out Birmingham City FC and the Birmingham Barons history pretty much go right hand in hand. They were founded essentially 10 years apart, and they've won around the same time. They changed names basically at the same time. They changed colors, they changed mascots. Basically, everything they did happened at the same exact time. And I thought it was very interesting. And it really became more of a push of I want the Barons to really bring back the throwback stuff. I would love to see the Birmingham Blues or the Birmingham Grays, the Birmingham Maroons, whatever. I think it would have been fantastic to see some of that stuff. Just like the Cincinnati Reds last year did a whole bunch of throwback uniforms for their 150th anniversary. So the Reds were wearing blue uniforms or black uniforms, which obviously isn't red, but it was really cool to see the evolution of uniforms. And I think the Barons have a perfect chance to do something with that, with their long history going back from 1885 all the way back then as the Birmingham Coal Barons. So something that I think we'll start doing.
Yeah, get enlightened right there, people. So that's a good spot to end it on. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, and appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Anything? I feel like I'm going to make.
I've noticed something here. I've noticed something very, very important. Our very own Russ is repping his band.
I am.
Oh, I didn't even
Yes.
realize
You got to say a little something about that, Russ, because you've been working really hard these last few months.
I have actually. It's been a lot of work. It's more than I really thought it was gonna be, but my band Return to Your Ram's first single has been released on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's called Witches. The second single, which is called Strawberries and Hubert, that will be out. That should be out by hopefully Monday. I'm only literally waiting on the cover art for the second single, and then that'll be out. That'll be on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm trying to get on Amazon, but it depends on how that goes. And then once the second single's out, I'm gonna announce this in my personal probably tomorrow, so I can say this here. That me and the artist for the band, her name's Megan Crawford. Used to work with her. We are co-launching a shirt, like a shirt store, where we can sell her. Where we have shirts, like cups, mouse pads with like her art on it, and then the band art on it. And if y'all would want to, I'm gonna put a link. I might put a link in the description somewhere. I don't know, and probably not. But if you want to go towards my personal, I'm gonna put a link on that one. If y'all want to go check that out.
Plug it.
I don't know the link off the top of my head, so I'm gonna do that later.
Well, the account that they have to go to get the link.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna figure this out. Don't you worry. I got
Just
time.
put it in the description. I give you authority to put it in the description of this video. But that's another thing I want to go talk about. Russ, can you give us a 30-second breakdown of the Gus and Russ show, another project you're working on?
Ooh.
Another project I work on is my best friend Gus. We do a little kind of game show, like music, movie show, where it is. I'm a big music nerd. He's a big movie nerd. I give him an album. He gives me a movie. We each have to listen or watch it, review it, and then we have a little game show at the end where we quiz each other. Whoever does worse has to eat a disgusting food of the other person's choice, and I've lost 3 times now. So
don't tell them what you had to eat. They got to go check it
out. Yeah, they got to check it out.
There actually is a new episode out. Go check that out. It's about the album "A Fever You Can't Sweat Out" by Panic! At the Disco and the movie "A Nightmare Before Christmas." And find out what I have to eat. Find out.
Cool.
It's a live jellyfish.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to spoil it.
Oh, is it really? I haven't watched it yet.
It's a live man of war. So good luck to me.
Well, there you go, people.
Squid.
What is it? Gunner. I mean, we plugged Grants and plugged Russ. You got anything you want to plug? Like any projects?
Projects. Well, I mentioned earlier I'm the sports editor for the Sanford Crimson. But lately, because the sports world has been sort of paused, I've been doing some writing. And if you guys are familiar with Alabama Peanut Company, which is probably one of my favorite spots downtown on Morris Ave, super cool place, really vintage on the inside. They moved to their current location. I think it was back in 2016 or 2018. I'm one of those two. But they used antique peanut roasters from 1907, roasting peanuts daily, and they have boiled peanuts as well, the Southern tradition. Really, really cool place. Go check that out. If you go to the sanfordcrimson.com, my story of, going in there and speaking with Jamie, who's the owner, and then the founder, who's John Cassimus. Both of those guys sat down with me and talked for a while. And if you like peanuts, if you're from the South or whatever, definitely worth checking out. That's on the Sanford Crimson, like I said. But yeah, the sports world has been on hold, so to say. So I mean, I've been pretty just relaxed with my actual sports writing right now, trying to hopefully enjoy sports sooner rather than later and get back to what I love doing the most, which is writing about sports. But yeah, doing some other stuff in the meantime. Just started an internship too with Steps Ministries, which is addiction, recovery and prevention as well. But I've been doing some writing for them, and I'm 2 weeks in now, so it's been enjoyable for that too.
Nice.
That's dope. Yeah, and I guess I'll segue into myself, which is kind of weird segueing it from someone else to yourself. My projects that I'm working on is literally I picked up school courses for the summer. So, yeah, well, less to do in the fall. I was like, heck, why not? Biology is a lot more work than I thought. But literally basic biology. It's the labs though. That's the killer. In Birmingham sports, I gotta manage all these 3 fools,
It's not easy work, man.
It's not.
It's really not.
Yeah. And I have gained a new appreciation for people, no matter the business, like how big your business, company, network, whatever you want to call it for. Throughout this, there's just so many these guys have been great throughout all this. There's just so many pieces that have to happen and stuff. It looks like nothing, but on the inside of it, there's literally so many. And going back to earlier, I'm not going to disclose it, but we have stuff lined up, for months now, and hopefully in the next year, so many things that I can't even count on 5 hands, probably, literally. Well, 3 hands. Let's go with that. But it's just a bunch of stuff, and it's just a ton of work on the behind the scenes. But yeah, that's pretty sums up our lives. We'll have to do a podcast where we go in depth to each of us and how Birmingham sports came to be.
Yeah,
that'd be a close.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta.
I mean, I was bribed, but I'm sure you guys have different stories.
I don't know. Hear that.
Steven sent me for one day. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely do that. If you guys want to see it, let us know. Let's go around. I want to start doing this. Final thoughts. Say something. It can be anything. I'm sure you guys know what a final thought is. Literally about anything. Sum it up in a couple sentences. I'm gonna start off with you, Gunner.
Easy. Mike Trout is the best player in the MLB. Don't at me.
Dang. His at is Gunner. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Russ.
At him.
Russ.
No, Grant's going next. I don't need this pressure.
All right, Grant, you're up.
I mean, I can't follow that one. Mike Trout is the best player. Maybe that Barry Bonds isn't the true home run king.
Oh.
Accurate.
Okay.
Hank
Russ.
Aaron.
Hank Aaron, thank you.
Roddy White was the best Falcon ever live. Don't at me.
Oh, come on, man. That's just lame.
Are we gonna have a fight now?
Deion Sanders all day.
Prime time.
At least
Matty Ice.
Oh, young Wake
28 to 3.
Kicked
I'm
like
just gonna put
3
that out there.
onside kicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember when he was on the Pats practice squad for like 2 weeks, and everybody kept making jokes because it was around the time that the Robert Kraft incident happened. So, but if you know, you know. But my final thought is literally going back, Birmingham Sports, we're open to literally anything. Please apply. We want you on our team. Honestly, I'm expecting tons of people to apply. Don't let that discourage you. By tons of people, I mean more than we've ever had, which is like 15. So we are looking to bring on not only one person, but we are bringing on multiple people for multiple different roles right now. Now's your opportunity. Seize your chance. This opportunity may not come for another 3 to 6 months. Go ahead, jump on it. If you don't make it, come back whenever
later.
Get good.
I mean, it's a learning process. Just to apply, you've already beat 95% of the people. That's all I'm gonna say. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed a little snippet of what's to come in the future. The Kaylor Hodges interview. Seriously, apply if you want to. So I'm gonna leave with that and see you guys in the next one, which will be episode 9.
Yep.
9. Wow.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. See you guys later.
See y'all.